Today, Zwift have released their new world, the Yumezi map, part of the Makuri Islands. Hopefully I've said those two words correctly. And understanding the islands are going to be expanded upon and future routes opened up, probably to coincide with the Tokyo Olympics coming up. But I'm quite excited to jump on. We've got our team Target 2.5 race tonight, but it's lunchtime now, and I'm going to jump on and just tick off one of these routes, see what the world is like, see what it's all about. So yeah, I'm going to go and get ready, and I'll meet you on the bike. Here we are then, so we're on Zwift. Let's have a look at some of the routes that we can choose on the Makuri Islands. So we have, let's start at the top, Chain Chomper, 13.6 kilometres, 184 metres of climbing. And the countryside tour looks like it goes out just slightly further than the Chain Chomper, out into the far north of the map. Flatland Loop, 13 kilometres. That looks like it just cuts out. So that little bit at the bottom there must be the hilly section, because that's just cut it out only by a couple of kilometres, but taking quite a few metres off that climb. Kappa Quest, 9.1 kilometres. And that just goes around there. A little bit of a lead in on that one. Just around the hillier section. Sea to Tree, that obviously must just be a climb up to a tree, I guess. There must be a tree up at the top there. 107 metres of climbing. None of these are particularly huge climbs, are they? But I guess they're coming in future releases. Spirit Forest. That looks like a figure of 8 route once you get in there after the lead in. The 3 village routes. So there must be villages on this map then. So I can spot sort of 2, which must be the sections to the left and the right. I'm guessing there's a one in that little, maybe the little watery area at the bottom. The 2 village loop, which is longer than the 3 village loop, cuts out that bottom one and goes around those 2 villages. So those are the 8 routes. Nothing of any note for huge amount of climbing. Which one should we ride now? Should we do the Flatland Loop, 13 kilometres, seems to go through all 3 villages and out around the back. Probably just got about enough time to tick that one off on my lunch break. So, yeah, let's jump on and do that one. Okay, so we've loaded up in the world. We're going to get started. This is only going to be a slow, casual route round for me. Try and get this one ticked off in my lunch break. Lots of people on the start lineup waiting to start their ride, by the looks of it. It's going to be very popular, this, for the next few days, and I think it's on the route map for something like the next 10 days. So there's plenty of opportunity to get in and have a look. Starting off with a little bit of a coast, 5% negative coast down the hill here. And you can already see the nice greenery sort of out in the fields, with lots of huge big trees and nice, there's some gravel paths there on the left. Are they part of a route? Maybe not. But I know some of this route, some of this world is gravel and some of it is tarmac, and I have no idea which is which. Go off to the right there, look, that's a gravel route. But yeah, just going to have a nice little ride round, see what's around. See some buildings on the left hand side there. Telephone lines and stuff lining the routes. It looks very bright and very sunny. Lots of flowers. Looks like a very nice place to be. Let's see what we've got coming up.
The scenery is absolutely beautiful. With you feel like you're in a remote area of Japan, with luscious green fields and plants and farming going on, away from a busy area, kind of on your own. If it wasn't for all the other cyclists on Zwift, you'd feel like you were out somewhere on your own enjoying a nice ride. All been very flat so far, a little bit up and down, but nothing noticeable at all. Yeah, first impressions is this is quite a nice place to cycle round, just because it's beautiful. It's very different from the desert area of Watopia and the built up routes around London, Richmond, those sorts of places. So yeah, enjoyed it so far. It's good. So this is obviously a sprint section here, just coming up to the flashing green marker. I won't be doing any sprinting today, but it's a very flat sprint. And one of the I'm not too sure is where we are on the course. Let's expand that out a bit. So we're just going back around now towards what looks like the first village, after winding through these sort of remoter areas, I guess. So it'll be interesting to see what the villages look like, with the detail and other stuff. Never been to Japan, so I've got nothing really to compare it to be honest. It'll be good to see what it looks like. So a little bit of a stretch of a sort of 3-4, touching at 5% inclines to come into the village. And looking at the map, there's sort of 3 routes through, in and around really the village that we go in, but we're going to go in through the gates. Don't know what route we're going to take. But yeah, you can see quite a lot of, we're obviously going to go straight through the middle. Quite a bit of detail. Lots of people hanging around, lanterns hanging over the roads and stuff. That's beautiful. One thing I do like about Zwift is the amount of detail they go into to make it a little bit not interactive, but good things to look at as you're cycling around. Changes the scenery and stuff. We come through the middle now as we go through under this arch. See the building works. As I said, I've never been to Japan, so I can't really liken this to it's what I'd imagine it would be like. Cycling through the middle, out the other side. I wonder if there's going to be a little bit of a racing route around the outside on the loops around there. It wasn't one of the race options. Oh look. Look at that guy on the right. What a strange animal. Big eye and tongue sticking out. And there's another one coming up on the left hand side here. It looks like the same character as we go out the other side, over a little bridge. You see some buildings up on the hills on the left hand side. And we're back into the countryside again. That was really nice. Well, nearly 7 kilometres in. A few to go. It's been a nice little pleasant ride so far. Much better. Anyone who watches my weekly vlogs knows that I don't like the routes around Richmond and places like that, because I just find them just quite boring. I know they're flat, but they're also flat and straight. This has been quite flat, but not boring in any way. And everything so far, as you see, if you turn off to the right there, you'll end up on a gravel track. Everything on this route so far has been road. So I wonder whether the sort of more gravelly sections are in the, because we're doing the route around the outside, I wonder whether the gravelly sections are in the middle. Hopefully we get to a bit of gravel. Again, if you're a regular watcher of my vlogs, I don't like the gravel sections either on the volcano route on Watopia. I just feel like it's wading through treacle. And for a heavier rider like me, it just sort of grinds you to a halt. I don't find it much fun. Would it be interesting to see what the more gravel routes are like on this map? Maybe they'll change my opinion. Coming up on the left-hand side, then you can see the starting pens for the races. And I know at the moment you can't create individual meetups on this course, and it sounds like it's going to be a little while before you can, which unfortunately means for our group we can't move any of our group rides onto this map. But I don't know whether there'll still be organised races around these routes or not. I have no idea what the plans are for the future on that. Well, that's where any races will start. We're just coming now towards sort of the bottom of the map. I guess I'm guessing the other village is on that little island. That's just a pure guess though. I guess we'll find out. Looking out over that water, villages on the edge, boats in the river. A lot of thought and effort has gone into the creation of this map by the looks of it. It does feel quite small though, because when you look at that, when you look at the map, when it sort of got leaked and people could see it, it kind of looked quite big. But having only ridden 8.1 kilometres so far, and we've pretty much gone top to bottom, makes you realise how compact it is. I think if I read correctly, it's about 85 kilometres of roads, of new routes to tick off. And it'll be interesting to see what the future expansion plans for that are, in terms of, you know, climbs and adding on things for the Olympics maybe. Interesting approach to drip feed the routes. I can't wait to see what other ones they've got and do the rest of these ones, because I'm enjoying this so far. I think it's a really nice place to ride around. Just going up a little bridge now, wooden bridge, cross back over the water areas. I think it's really nice. As you come around that corner, you can see the mountain in the background. I'm wondering if that's going to form any part of the climbs that are due to come, maybe. I'm making an assumption that there's future ones to come. I'm just reading what people are posted on Facebook and stuff. But it's got to be it has to be a climbing section for the Olympic course, surely. As there's no particular climbs on this first release. Just about to head now into the another village. Don't know where the third village is. It didn't feel like a village on that little island. More lanterns and flags and stuff. Windsocks. I'm guessing there is the turn off to start on the more hillier routes up to the, what was it, a tree that just goes up. Turn off left back there. goes off to that sort of bottom left-hand section of the map, where I believe the hillier courses are. But I don't have time to do that one on my lunch break. That'll be for another time. 9 kilometres in. I think it was about 13 kilometres, it wasn't at the route. Little way to go. Interesting to see what else is to come. Right, we're heading towards what looks like to be the other big sort of town centre area. Probably what looks like to be the biggest one on the map. But it looks like we're going to skirt around the outside on this route and not go through the middle of it. Let's see where we head in a minute, but it looks like we're going to go right and round the outside of the town itself. You can see it on the right hand side. Definitely bigger buildings and more things going on in there. Right, just going to cut through on the outskirts here. Look, I think it came up on the bottom that it was the marketplace. See vending machines and shops and stuff. Yeah, definitely going through a market. Again, nice and flat through the town. Some more places up on the hill, more slightly modern looking places up on the hill there, and some of the places in this town do seem a little bit more modern than the last one that we went through. Right, the little sign at the bottom says Castle Outskirts, so there's a castle in there, I would imagine, and a big red claw on the right hand side coming out of the mountain or out of the hill. More modern looking houses on the left hand side. Looks like we're going to coast down now back towards where we started. Now this little windy drop down this hill. So by the sounds of it, there's a castle inside that town, which we skirted round. Didn't really go through the middle. That's for another day. Nice little 4% drop off here. There's that mountain in the background again, sort of looming. Kind of a weird render of it. It just looks like a blue outlined blob. I'm wondering whether that is because it'll be released in the next release of roads. It just sort of stands out as being a bit weird at the moment. Doesn't fit into the surroundings. Here we are then. This looks like back round to where we started. There were some more start pens on the left hand side there. Obviously multiple places to start any kind of route. Hit my weekly target of 80 kilometres already. We haven't even done the route rise and stuff. But there we go. There gets the route badge. Flatland loop. Tick that one off. And I must say, first impressions of the island in general are very good. Looks like it'd be a nice place to have cycle around with lots of different routes, potentially for races and stuff, and then I'll have a look at the hillier sections, as hilly as they are, in the coming days. But yeah, I think that's got lots of promise. As I said, it's an interesting approach to release add-ons to this that they know are already coming. You know, obviously Zwift has been added onto over the period of years, with different sections and different designs, with you know, the gravel sections, the volcano area, the climbs. But this looks like they've already got that planned, and what they know is coming up in the next few months. I'm guessing for release for and around the Olympics. But yeah, that for me is a very positive start to this island. I love the greenery. I love the sort of wilderness about it, the animals that are around, the little towns that you go through. I think it's really positive. So I'm looking forward to riding it again. And if you're new to the channel because of this video, we do, the channel's called Target 2.5. We have a Target 2.5 race on a Thursday night, 6:30 UK time. And we do a nice casual group ride on a Saturday morning, along with other things as well. So I'll put links in the description below for, you know, the Facebook group and the sign-ups for our rides if you want to come along. They're great fun, great friendly bunch. So yeah, if you want to come along, do. Aside from that, if you did like the video, do hit like and subscribe and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'll see you on the next one.